Sometimes they treat us like animals.
And a politician who's conquered a painful past.
The worst feeling is somehow you're different. You're not even human.
Good evening. Tonight, we look past the headlines and stereotypes of Latinos and meet the people. A people who are changing the face of our future while seeming to remain almost invisible. Hard to believe when they make up nearly 1/3 of our population in California. Mi Casa, My Home.
I always feel very much at home in a church. I love going to church. In my own life, it's by far the highest thing. That's what radiates down and really makes me move and makes me act the way I do. Thank you.
At 33, he's young.
And I remember it, even if Mr. Vargas doesn't, because he's so young.
Energetic.
You're going to do what? Hold a sign on a corner and try to meet the president?
And controversial.
But times are tough right now, so you need a good scapegoat. And who's a better scapegoat than a person that doesn't vote and that's poor and that doesn't speak the language?
He's Juan Vargas, San Diego City Council member for District 8.
Hi, how are you?
And the first Latino elected to the office without first having been appointed.
Thank you.
When he's not at a meeting with his young staff,
If it doesn't pass, so we're going to have to find out other ways to put some pressure on people.
or in council at City Hall,
Truth of the matter is we're tearing up the streets in a number of places, also down on Palm Avenue.
he's out getting rid of graffiti from his district,
We're going to catch you and prosecute you.
or setting up office on a street corner. By 6 a.m.,
Hi!
3 days a week,
Gracias.
Juan hits the pavement to listen to his constituents
He might be a customer.
at some 30 locations around his district.
And most politicians are afraid to go out to the people. Just wondering how traffic was going, but you'll find out that people are very good and very decent. If you're decent back to them, what they don't want is snotty politicians that won't come down to the street where they are. Hi, all right. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Another day at the office.
To Juan Vargas, the son of Mexican immigrants, politics comes naturally. But before he took office here a year ago, Juan spent 4 years as a Jesuit priest and also earned a degree from Harvard Law School. It's no wonder his style is so unconventional.
If you're going to live in the United States, you need to learn English well to do well.
But if you come to this country without those language skills,
Now, bilingual education for some kids, I think, is a necessity.
but not a permanent solution.
The goal has to be English proficiency. And obviously, we're failing a lot of our kids because we're not getting them there. We have to get them there.
And when it comes to this year's political hot potato, illegal immigration, Juan's concerns run high.
The facts are told very slantedly, and that is there's a number of undocumented people who use social services, who use medical services, and they say, then these people are not wanted because all they are leeches in our society.
But what about the other side?
What about the millions of hours, the years that they work at jobs that no one else will take? What about the work that they do for us in our homes as gardeners, raising our children, because they do that too? What about all that work?
And if the law against hiring undocumented workers were enforced,
We'd be paying $2 for each tomato. We'd be paying $3 for lettuce. But those are such horrible, awful jobs that, U.S. citizens won't take them. I won't go out there. I will not go out in 110-degree heat out of the Imperial Valley and pick cotton. I won't do that.
and it's with that same conviction that Juan objects to calling undocumented migrants aliens.
When I think of alien, I think of someone who's green and maybe has little antennas and walks around and doesn't speak human.
And still, despite the recent anti-immigrant sentiment sweeping the state, Juan remains the optimist.
This is still the country of opportunity. This is still the country where your dreams can come true if you believe in them, and if you work hard, you can do it.
Later, we'll follow Juan's roots back to Mexico, where dreams of success and the spirit to achieve them were born.
In the land of opportunity, a human chess game is being played out.
You're dealing with a human being who is creative, who is intelligent, so it becomes a challenge.
Move versus counter move.
They're creative. It's a challenge. And sometimes you got to give them credit. They're really good.
For 41-year-old Marco Ramirez, the goal is simple: slow the flood of illegal immigration.